Hey gang, Jerno's Comics and Pop Culture is having a contest, and he wants to know many things. First, he wants to know how we store our comics. Well, I store them wherever I can. This short box fits in this bookcase, so that's where it goes. I don't have a dedicated man cave or anything like that. There's just comics wherever I can put them. And he wants to know our favorite screen portrayal of a comic book character. And I have to go with, you guessed it, who isn't going to go with this guy? Vinnie Jones as the Juggernaut.
I'm the Juggernaut, bitch!
Okay, well, how about Colossus? I don't know who plays him, but that's just about a perfect comic book style Colossus. And he wants to know what comic book got us into collecting and what age were we when we started collecting. Well, sir, I was 8, and the first comic that got me into collecting was Uncanny X-Men 245. And oh, I could tell some stories about that, and have. I'll leave a link in a card above to the last time I blah blah blah'd about that. And he wants to know what's our favorite superhero of all time. Well, I have to go with Superman. And yes, Warner Brothers has said, Superman's not relevant. They just don't know what to do with him. Yeah, Superman's too square. He's too wholesome for these jaded times. Unlike that first Superman movie during the innocence of 1978, when the crime rate was the highest since the 30s, when you could walk down a New York street and get stabbed 8 separate times by 8 separate pimps. Those sweet innocent days. And he wants to know our favorite supervillain. Well, I will go with Hobgoblin, and he needs to get into a movie quick, because I was just watching a TikTok where a guy was drawing Hobgoblin, and he asks, hey, anyone know who this is? And half of the comments were, Green Goblin? Ugh. And he wants to know, what's our favorite universe? Well, I have to go with the DC universe. From its history, to its magical characters, to the fact that it has Superman. It's just my favorite. And he wants to know our favorite and least favorite MCU movie. Well, my favorite has to be Spider-Man Homecoming, and I know a lot of people actually actively don't like that movie, but I love it because it's structured like a Simpsons episode. It has no slow motion like every other superhero movie. It's thoroughly enjoyable. And my least favorite Marvel movie has to be the first Thor. Because, Winter Soldier, it mixes superhero and spy thriller movie. Ant-Man mixes superhero with the comedy heist movie. And Thor mixes superhero with Lifetime movie. Watch a Lifetime movie, if you can stand it. You will see many aspects of the Lifetime movie show up in Thor. And finally, he wants us to shout out 3 YouTubers you should be subscribed to. Number 1 has got to be Johnny DaCosta, who has changed his YouTube name to Clark Kent Jeans. If you're not watching his videos, you're missing out. And you should also subscribe to Sleepy Reader 666. He's always got great stuff, from hauls to reviews to just everything. And you should be subscribed to Luscious Piece of Man Meat Wednesday's cereal. He's just gone on an eBay spree, and hopefully he'll be reviewing the entirety of his Green Lantern haul. And he and Sleepy Reader 666 are supposed to be doing Emerald Dawn on the Never Stay Dead podcast. So thank you to Jerno's Comics. Thank you for this contest. I'll have your link in the description and everyone else's link in the description. And yeah, they're probably not going to do a Superman movie anytime soon, which is fine by me, but to figure out how to do a Superman movie, you just have to look at the ending of the first Superman movie. It doesn't just end with Superman turning around the Earth to save Lois Lane. It ends with Superman being too cool to say to Lois, I turned back the Earth to save your life because I'm secretly in love with you and I'm secretly Clark Kent. Superman's cool. He's not Batman. He's not a badass, but he is cool. And you just have to understand that. And I'm sure some executive is thinking, people don't relate to Superman because he's too overpowered. You gotta take away his powers for most of the movie, like they did in that hit Thor. Ugh.